this when I build the method and say that is equal to this, meaning that this reference variable called that is the data that I can get to from this block of code, meaning anything up above, any of the other implementation variables. That's confusing, and it takes a little while to get used to. But the issue is that everything's run asynchronously. It's not necessarily run from within that outer block. It's run literally as a function just coming in. And the callback comes in outside of the context of your browser. So what is it? I shouldn't say that, but it's at least outside of the context of this object. And so when we do this success call, since it's asynchronous, that represents any of the variables, current player, for example, as long as I've saved off the this variable in a closure outside of this success function. That will take a while, but I'm just going to say JavaScript, the good parts. JavaScript, the good parts. Read it a few times through, especially the sections on closure, and they do rely on that a bit. Now, there may be easier ways to do this, but I don't know. That's what I ended up doing. It worked. See, trust me, it worked. OK, so bottom line is during successful call, we check to see whether it's a successful call physically to us or if it's an already existing one. I figured I'd put that in a success variable rather than throw an error on the response. So I just changed the result, as in, it's a bad nickname. Someone has already used it. And then the last thing I'm going to do, and then I'm going to kind of get out of the way and let David talk about the Spring side of things. Two things, actually. It's the templates. So there's an example, a cut-down version of the template for joining. I cut down all the Bootstrap code as much as I could so you could just see the Angular stuff. So I've got a form. Notice the form doesn't really have an action, only because I really want the form there just so I can get my stuff to look good in a form, and I have my ng click, so I can click and trigger something. You can trigger validation on this with the click.